You suck at basketball. And the crazy part is, it has absolutely nothing to do with your jump shot. It's not your handles. It's not your vertical leap. It's something way simpler than that. And honestly, that's the frustrating part. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You put in the work. You spend hours in the empty gym, shooting 500 threes a day. You practice your Kyrie crossover in the driveway until it gets dark. You even bought the $200 signature shoes. And yet, when you step onto the court for a 5-on-5 pickup game, you practically disappear. You get locked up. You blend into the background. And worse, the best players on the court stop passing you the ball. Here is the embarrassing truth. The gap between you and the guy who absolutely dominates the local run isn't talent. It's not because he's faster, and it's definitely not because he has better shooting mechanics. The players who actually dominate figured out a secret years ago. They look smooth, effortless, almost boring to watch sometimes, but they control the entire game. Meanwhile, the players who never figure it out keep watching highlight reels. They keep grinding on isolation, moves they'll never actually use in traffic. And they stay stuck, getting picked last. The problem isn't your body, and it isn't your raw skill. It's a handful of invisible habits that coaches and trainers assume you already know. But you don't. Almost nobody does. So, let's fix that right now. The first reason you're becoming invisible during games is that you treat basketball like a series of one-on-one matchups. You think the game only starts when the ball is in your hands. That works in your driveway when you're playing against your shadow. But in a real 5-on-5 game, it is a complete disaster. Here is how you need to start seeing the court. When you don't have the ball, you are not resting. You are a piece on a chessboard. But most amateur players are stuck in what I call ball-watching mode. They pass the rock, they stand at the three-point line with their hands on their knees, and they just watch their teammate go to work. Here is the part that actually matters. Dominant players are infinitely more dangerous after they pass the ball. Think about Steph Curry. Sure, he can shoot from the logo, but what makes him an absolute nightmare for defenses? The exact second he passes the ball, he sprints. He sets a screen. He cuts backdoor. He relocates to the corner. He forces the defense to make a split-second decision. And whenever a defense has to make a decision, they make mistakes. So, if you want to stop sucking at pickup basketball, here are the 5 frameworks you need to install in your brain immediately. Number 1, the 0.5-second rule. This one sounds obvious until you realize almost nobody actually does it during a match. When the ball is swung to you on the perimeter, you have exactly half a second to make a decision. Shoot, pass, or drive. That's it. Here is why your game is currently stalling out. You catch the ball, you stand up straight, you hold it over your head, and you look around for 3 to 4 seconds. Do you know what happens in those 4 seconds? The defense completely recovers. The driving lanes slam shut. Your teammates stop cutting because the rhythm of the offense is dead. You just became an offensive black hole. From now on, you catch the ball in a loaded, athletic stance. If you have space, you shoot it. If the defender is closing out hard and off balance, you attack their lead foot instantly. And if they're already in your jersey, you move the ball to the next guy. Do not hold it. The ball needs to be a hot potato. Number 2, stop running to the ball and start running to the space. I see this constantly at every single local gym. A player wants the ball, so they run directly toward the point guard. All you are doing is bringing your own defender right into the passing lane. You are literally suffocating your own team. The rule is this. Instead of moving to where the ball is, you need to move to where the ball needs to go. Let's make it concrete. If your teammate drives baseline, do not just stand on the wing watching him struggle. Drift down to the corner. By doing this, you are creating a clear passing lane while simultaneously pulling a big man out of the paint. It's simple geometry. You move to open space. The defense shifts, and you punish the gap they left behind. Number 3, the illusion of 100% speed. Stop sprinting like a maniac every single time you move. I see guys going absolutely crazy in the first 5 minutes of a pickup game, blowing all their energy, and then they are gassed and completely useless for the rest of the run. Dominant athletes are masters of the selective explosion. They cruise at 70% speed. They jog. They scan the floor. They lull their defender to sleep. And then, boom, they hit 100% speed at the exact perfect moment. Watch a guy like Luka Doncic. He is almost never the fastest guy on the court, but he is impossible to guard because he changes his pace. He drives at 50% speed, gets the defender on his hip, and then explodes for the last 2 steps. Stop rushing. Learn to play slow so your fast actually means something. Number 4. Master the second option vision. Most amateurs play purely in the moment. When they drive to the basket, their only thought is, how do I throw this layup up? That is the wrong question, because the moment you beat your primary defender, the opposing big man is already sliding over to block your shot into the front row. Elite players play ahead of the moment. Take someone like Nikola Jokic. He isn't just looking at the rim. He is looking at the weak side corner. He already knows that when he drives into the paint, the defense has to collapse on him. Before he even picks up his dribble, he knows exactly where his kick-out pass is going. Train yourself to ask one simple question before you make a move. Where is the help defense coming from? Once you know the answer to that, the entire game slows down. You aren't just reacting and praying for a foul call. You're dictating the play. You're playing chess, while everyone else is playing checkers. Number 5. Be elite at one invisible thing. Stop trying to be good at everything. If you try to be the primary scorer, the lockdown defender, the point guard, and the rebounder all at once, you are just going to be mediocre at all of them. Pick your weapon. Are you going to be the guy who always boxes out on every single shot? Are you the person who never, ever loses a 50-50 hustle ball? Are you the defender who talks the loudest, calls out every screen, and glues yourself to their best shooter? This is how average players become completely indispensable. Draymond Green is not the best scorer in the world, but he is elite at communication and defense. Dennis Rodman couldn't shoot to save his life, but his rebounding was untouchable. Find your one invisible thing and make it your entire identity. So, here's the thing. None of this is complicated. Moving to open space, making quick 0.5-second decisions, reading the help defense. None of it requires more athleticism. None of it requires a 40-inch vertical or a faster sprint time. It just requires you to actually think during the game, instead of just reacting and watching the ball. And that's the real reason most players stay stuck. Not their shooting form, not their fitness, not their shoes. It's playing on autopilot, passing the ball without a plan, and hoping someone else creates an opportunity. That's not a strategy. That's just survival. So, here is your homework. Start with one thing from this video. Just one. Do not try to change your entire game overnight. That is exactly how you get overwhelmed and go right back to your old habits. Pick the 0.5-second rule. Or pick moving to space instead of moving to the ball. Or pick finding your one invisible thing, like relentless rebounding or loud communication. Take one single idea into your next pickup run and actually use it. Commit to it for the entire session. You will be surprised how fast things start to shift when your movements actually mean something. You will go from the guy standing in the corner waiting for a turn to the player everyone wants on their team. You will go from invisible to indispensable. Basketball is simple. People just make it complicated. That's kind of the whole point of this channel. And we keep the game plain and simple here. If this helped, drop a comment with the one thing you're going to take into your next game. And if you want more of this, real hoops advice, absolutely no fluff, hit subscribe. See you in the next one. Goodbye.